Hey, what's up you guys? This is Junior Trader, and in this video, let's take a look at what will Nvidia stock do this coming week. We do have a very annoying price action on Nvidia. It's just struggling to gain any strengthful direction, like both sides, up or down. It's struggling both ways. Very annoying price action. Let's talk about how we gonna start this week. What are we looking at? How should we approach it? And before that, none of this is any financial advice, only for education purposes, just sharing my opinion. Please do your own thing. Now, we did regain above 184 area, then we regained above 186 as well. And price action was holding really good, but the last 2 days, especially the last trading day, is showing us that the sellers are still present. And it's just not a pullback here. As I'll show you on the lower time frame, things will get clear. But that pop that we got on Nvidia above 184, you can actually give not all the credit, but Taiwan Semiconductor, they had their earnings, but it wasn't really like a blowout earnings. Like, yes, it gapped up, but it's not like a super strong gap up on that thing. Technically, TSMC is still bullish, Taiwan Semiconductor, but it's not like it was already extended. So there is nothing really blowout in a way that, oh yes, now it's like a huge gap up. That's not the case. Nvidia did follow suit, so did AMD, but struggling to hold. All right, struggling to hold. Now I want to show you some data here first on the short volume side, because that's something has been the key lately, especially where the price action is on Nvidia. So let me turn on this short volume. If you need access to my tools, guys, check out the details in the description of this video. So this is where, as you can see, anything okay, so anything above 17%, this is in the percent on day-to-day basis, the short volume. On Nvidia, anything above 17% is a very high short volume. We had 25% short volume over here. And then, as I have showed you previously in the video, we were seeing short sellers come again high 20, 21, 22, 22, 21, 20, around that same zone, right? So, and then they continued even for the following days, as I said, 20, 19, 18, higher than 17. However, last 2 days we didn't see much high short volume here though, 15 and 16 only. But at the same time, there is no reason for these short sellers to cover their position right now, because we haven't broken out above that. So they are still valid short positions. Okay, there the squeeze hasn't happened, those stop losses hasn't hit. These are still very valid short positions. And thus, even if we don't have a high short here, it doesn't mean that short is no longer in the play. Like, short sellers are not holding their positions. They are still holding their position, because we haven't really broken out their short losses there, or I should say they're on the losses on their short position, their stop losses hasn't hit. So short sellers are still very much in play here in the price action on Nvidia. And the last 2 trading day of this especially the weakness and sell-off is coming, it is still a given sell-off, and it's not a squeeze of any sort to the upside right now. We don't have any scenario in that play. If we would have closed somewhere here strong, then only squeeze potential was in the play. Right now it's not. Short sellers are still active, bears are still holding their positions. Okay, now the point, and this candle, even if the high short volume is not there on this particular day, but this still gives the short sellers confidence from here to not get out of their position, to still hold their position. Okay, because we have a sell-off candle. Now, are we overall bearish on Nvidia? Well, we are not overall bearish, but also we are struggling to be overall bullish at this point. Okay, yes, it's not overall bullish as well right now. And so let's get to the hourly interval, because we are already in the multi-day weakness, and I want to give you a how to look at it starting Monday's day off in the market, starting Tuesday. So we are already, so we formed this little bit of an uptrend here, right? And however, this is where we start to form a weakness again. Let's turn on this another tool of mine on the hourly interval that will give you some more clarity. As you can see, this is where strength built up, but now after once we lost a confirmation of that significant level of 188, we are in the negative structure here already. So this is your sign that multi-day weakness is coming. Even though we are above the cloud, but multi-day weakness has started. So you shouldn't be in the position if you took from this rebound play, right? I mean, my tools tells you everything. As I said, these are real-time tools. Details are in the description of this video if you need access to them. Now, as if we continue, or first of all, let's talk about this where we are, right? We are already in the multi-day downtrend. As we lose 186, we are again looking at 184, unfortunately, right? So that's the direction right now Nvidia is possibly in. Only what can turn around Nvidia, if we want to have strength come back on Nvidia, any possibility that next week will be a strengthful week on Nvidia, Tuesday we need to close above $188. That's significant level right over here. If we can do that on Tuesday, Nvidia is set again. Okay, weakness is out of the picture. But if Nvidia couldn't do that, then unfortunately things will look still on the weaker side to the downside. Now, we will then most likely test again 183 this coming week. And as if we do that, then as we stay just down here, then this time it's gonna break, right? So yes, even though there were some pops, but those turned out only so far multi-day trades. As I showed you on the hourly interval using my tools, that particular right now trade is showing us signs that it's over. We now again have to wait for a strength to come back. All right. Okay. So that's particularly the Nvidia here. And now, just before wrapping up, let's take a look at S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100. So S&P 500 here is still technically holding a strengthful little bit of a structure here. However, the selling is still ongoing. Annoying price action, a very sideways price action, and it's just where you have to be very careful with your position sizing. Now, as we lose, let's say 689, 690, definitely the week next week will most likely remain weak. If we can still somehow hold it here, all good, right? Let's take a look at Nasdaq 100 as well. And similarly, like S&P 500, like look, earnings are coming around soon of big cap, big tech stocks. So a lot is on the play on their earnings as well. But Nasdaq 100 also a little bit struggling. Like you can see pretty much if like 2 months, 3 months getting to almost now, we just mostly technically been sideways. But this is where the problem will be if we lose this zone of 618. Above that, we'll be fine. But as you can see, there's definitely weakness in the market. And most importantly, Nvidia is what I want to talk about in this video. Hope this was helpful. If you found it helpful, please hit the like, subscribe. And with that, we'll see you in the next videos, guys. Take care. Bye.